So my name is Jennifer White. I'm the executive director of ICT-SOS. We started very grassroots in 2011 in Wichita. I always joke that I did not know I was starting a nonprofit because I didn't at that point. I just kind of started reaching out to some of the different organizations in our community as a community member and saying, I have an interest in this. Is there a way that I can help? And if so, what does that look like? What's the most helpful to you as professionals? Like I said, started really grassroots and really just kind of as a connector between the community and the professionals that were working in this issue. And so over the last 12 years, we've grown into, obviously our own full-fledged nonprofit. We still run alongside a lot of those same people, trying to kind of connect community members, train volunteers, and provide people, some good information to be able to help in this issue. As we were going out and talking to people in the community, I was getting invited to talk to book clubs and church groups and things like that. And people kept asking me, is anybody talking to our kids about this? At that point in time, we knew that kind of the average age of first entry into this type of situation was about 12 to 14 nationally. And there wasn't anything that was being done in the schools to educate kids around this issue. And so we partnered initially with an organization out of the DC area and used their curriculum for a few years. And of course, over time, that kind of morphed as we tailored it to what we needed for our area and our kids and our organizations. And, just kind of kept evolving, and we kept growing and seeing more and more kids in the schools. And then 2020 happened and the whole world shut down and we weren't able to be in schools. And it actually ended up being a really great thing for us on the education side of things, because it allowed us to take a big step back, completely revamp our curriculum. We worked with a local film company to create some narrative scenarios, some interviews. There's some spoken word poetry pieces. And what we found is that it is much, much more engaging in the classroom and with audiences in general, rather than, reading a story and then discussing it. Now we're seeing that story play out on screen. And so that has really opened the doors for us to not only improve the education that we're bringing into the schools, but expand it. And so now, in addition to doing middle schools and high schools, we also provide education for every class of the police academy that goes through. I did a training yesterday for pediatric residents through KU Med. A big portion of what we do is prevention education. As an organization, the next step that we're looking at is expanding that education from just our area to across the state. So we feel like what we have put together is really solid. It's really scalable. And so being able to take that to other organizations and teach them how to facilitate it in their area is something that we feel like we can do. We get requests all the time to go out to Western Kansas or up to Topeka or wherever. And right now we're a pretty small staff. So, but we can take what we've got and amplify that through other facilitators and other organizations across the state. So we're excited to continue to grow in that way.